you know it's what I always wanted. Could never have too many things. Well, you quit kicking me under the table. I'm trying, will somebody make us shut up about it? Can we settle down,
Shalom, this is your Ark. Yah is magnified, coming back with another informative video. I titled this video, Employer and Child Support Obligations. But before I tackle this subject, as always, I must state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All of my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth, nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so now as you all can see on the screen, this is a document that my ARC sent to me because he received a job opportunity with the Department of Recreations and Parks, right, in the city of Los Angeles. But in his new hire package, they had this document enter into the package. But this document is basically a contract that they would like him to sign to voluntarily give up his privacy and personal information. Okay, so we're going to read over this document to get better understanding of what's going on and how my ARC put his counter contract in against this contract to state his stance on what they want him to do. Okay, so like I stated before, you have a right to contract. Everything in America runs on a continuous series of contracts. Okay, even your employment. So if they send you a contract, you have a right to negotiate that contract, okay? Don't be afraid. State your stance, okay? And understand what's really going on. So let's read at the top of this document for me to get better understanding. Let's zoom in some. It states, City of Los Angeles, Department of Recreations and Parks, acknowledgement of child support obligations. So the header itself pretty much lets you know that this has everything to do with child support obligations. But let's scroll up. It states, as an applicant for employment with the City of Los Angeles, they want him to print his name there, hereby acknowledge my responsibility to comply with any court-ordered child support obligations. So now they clearly want him to confess that he has a child support obligation that he must pay. Okay? But let's continue. I also understand that should I accept an offer of employment with the City of Los Angeles, my name and any other pertinent information requested will be provided to the Los Angeles County District Attorney, along with the names of all other city employees and retirees to assist the District Attorney's child support enforcement activities. So basically, what this contract is stating, which they want my ARC to sign, is giving them the right to take his personal information and give it to the Attorney General, and or take his wages to give to the Child Support Enforcement Agency, which is completely nonsense. But this letter further prove, or this contract further prove that in order for them to do those things, then you must give them permission to do so by signing this document. Okay? So just because they have this document in a package do not mean that you have to agree to it. Okay? They cannot hinder your right to employment with them by not signing this document. They need your permission, okay, in order for them to have the right to give your private information or property away to anyone, okay, underneath the Privacy Act, okay. Every job has a privacy policy that they must follow, and giving your personal information away is on that policy, okay. So if you all never signed any documentation from your employer stating that you agree for them to give your private information or property away to a third party, then you all can simply go down there and tell them to stop doing what they're doing, okay, because they are in violation of their own privacy policy. Okay, so only thing you have to do is go down to your HR department, get any and all documentations that you signed the day you was hired, and review those documents to see if any of those documents state that they have the right to take your property and give it to a third party. Okay? If not, then File your documents accordingly to get them to stop doing what they're doing, okay? So now we're going to go to my ARC answer to this, or his, I would say answer to this document right here. Like I said, you all have a right to contract. So we're going to usher in his contract and replace this contract, okay? So now let's go to that document for we get more understanding. Okay, so now as you all can see, this is a document that my ARC created, right? That he filed with the HR department of the Department of Recreation and Parks, okay? So again, these are your contracts. You can make them however you want. Why? Because you have a right to contract. You do not have to sign their contract. Why? Because their contract is in their best interest. If they hired you for an employee, then you create your contracts in your best interest, okay? You have rights that you can stand on as well, okay? Make sure you be willing to enforce those things. And put it all on document. Write it down. Enforce your contract. It's yours. You have a right to do it. Don't let no one take that away from you all. So in this document, he put his standing on there. He put his claim on there as well. So they'll know his stance and he know their stance. But his stance will last because he's going to enforce his stance. He's not going to sign their contract, but he will sign his own contract, which will benefit him and not them. Okay, so let's pick this up at the top where it says City of Los Angeles, Department of Recreation and Parks. That's still the same because we basically used the same document. We just edited it the way we wanted to edit it to benefit us. But let's continue. It says claim a right to privacy. Remember, where it says claim a right to privacy and the other document that they sent to him, it stated acknowledgement of child support obligations. So we deleted that and replaced it with claim a right to privacy. But let's scroll up. It states, as an applicant for employment with the City of Los Angeles, I, a man, blank, claim my right to privacy and do not consent to my name and any other pertinent information being provided upon request to the Los Angeles County District Attorney, along with the names of all other city employees and retirees to assist the District Attorney's child support enforcement activities. If any information is shared after the receipt of this document, those acts of sharing would be deemed as invasion of privacy. I also understand that should my offer of employment be hindered as a result of this claim, equates to discrimination. So now, he will sign it and date it. Why? Because this is his contract that he will give to the city of Los Angeles, Department of Recreation and Parks. So they will know his stance and that he do not consent for them to take his personal property or personal information to give to a third party. And they must respect that. Okay? Like I stated before, he have a right to sign it. He have a right not to sign it. He have a right to also usher in his own. Okay? Why? Because these are your contracts. You have a right to contract the way you want to. Okay? So again, this is more information that can help you all when y'all dealing with certain problems, dealing with this child support thing, and your employer trying to attack you all and have you all sign for documentations that you really don't want to sign for, but you think you need to sign in order to receive employment. So that's all I'm going to do for today. If you all need my help, hit me up in my email at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. For all my brothers out there fighting, continue to fight. Don't quit. Don't give up. Start making your own contracts and enforcing your own contracts. Like I stated before, go down to your HR department, ask to see any documentation that you signed the day that you was hired. Go over those documents, and if none of those documents give them the right or permission to turn over your personal information to a third party, then please handle your business accordingly to get your situation handled. Okay? So again, that's all I'm doing for today. You all be blessed. Shalom.